What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continue podcast. My name is Ryan Robinson. With me is Tom Shelby.
Hello.
Shanae Howard.
Sup?
Jack Daniels. And
Yeah.
Waluigi.
Hi.
We're looking at you, Shadow. Of course, Shadow said we should have some beers.
We had beer last night.
I do have a beer or two in the fridge, though, if anybody wants one.
We could
Well,
split it betwixt the three of us.
Shadow, I hope you're okay that we're drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
I hope. Well,
So,
whiskey and
get ready
Capri
for the
Sun.
shit show, because
Yeah, because
we've proven before we do
No,
not
no.
handle alcohol well
Yeah,
when
not-
recording these shows.
not liquor
Especially
anyway.
when I haven't eaten.
Well, we're not.
Well, should I just order a pizza for us?
Yeah, it's an extravaganza.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah. You put the za right.
Well, it's a 2Z extravaganza. I don't have that much flourish. Ryan has more flourish than I do. Ryan is flourished.
Yeah, I am. I am quite flourished. You know what I did last night, Shanae?
Hung out with Tom.
You watched an anime that looked really bad. Did not look good.
have
You
you
and I, laughed out loud
Yeah.
at several parts that were not intended to be funny.
Sure, I don't think any part of the movie is supposed to be funny. Have you heard of Harlock Space Pirate?
It's a CG anime.
No, I don't think so.
You don't need to watch it.
Enlighten me.
From what I could gather, it's about...
It's like, what if you took the spirits within
Yeah.
and combined it with, I don't know.
I mean,
It-
do
It's
we
not
gotta
really.
talk about spirits within?
No. Well, okay, so it's about this guy who joins this group of space pirates, and apparently their captain is kind of immortal, and they have this...
Only kinda.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that he's actually immortal. His own mortality was never actually confirmed during the course of the movie, of what I watched. And he's also kind of a spy that's trying to infiltrate the pirates and kill them. And there's an elf lady there for some reason, and she's the one who makes the ship go. And then there's a bird who's got a really long neck, and he flies into stuff. I don't know. The movie kind of sucks. But I wanted to watch it because it looked neat, and it's proving not to be neat, so I don't think I'll finish it. And I'll just go ahead and wait for Netflix to remove it from their catalog because it's actually pretty bad. So
You tried, though.
I did
Many times.
Yep. I got halfway through the movie and I saw how much time was left in the movie. I was like, I can't take another hour and a half of this, and I just cut it off. So then I played City Skylines and sucked at that.
Yeah, all your people kept dying because they kept drinking the poop water.
So the hardest thing about City Skylines to me,
Is that there's
Shanae,
poop water everywhere.
Well, it's getting the plumbing right
Yeah.
with your water source.
yeah, I'm not used to having to do things like that.
And it's been, I mean, how long since you played a SimCity?
It's been at least 20 years.
Yeah.
So, and then even in the city, I didn't have to route the pipes.
Well, also 20 years ago, SimCity was a bit more, it was simpler.
Yeah, it was a simpler
That's
time.
super.
Yeah. I didn't have to route the pipes. And the thing about City Skylines is that you build your roads, right? Easy
Yeah.
enough. You plot your residential, your commercial, and your industrial zones. Easy enough, right? Because all of those is just a click, right? But then you get when those buildings come up, people want electricity, right? So you build the power source, like maybe it's wind turbines or maybe it's a power plant. Then you gotta connect the power lines, which is easy, right? But then they're like, we want water, so you gotta figure out where the water's coming from. Then once you get to the water source, once you set up something to get that water out of there, you gotta build the pipes. But then they're like, well, we also need to be able to use the bathroom, and you gotta make sure you don't mix
Needy
up.
bastards.
Yeah, so you gotta make sure you don't mix up the drinking water pipes and the pooping water pipes. And I kept mixing up the pooping water pipes, and people were getting sick.
They're drinking their own poop, you see.
So, just a whole town of people drinking Dr. Peppers.
Yeah.
So,
Just being. Just doing that.
yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't die.
So that was me. I started the game over 4 times to try to get that right, and I never got it. So what do you got for trivia for us this week, Tom?
So this is our Can I Finish segment, if you aren't aware.
Yeah.
And whichever one of us gets the answer correct, we get to use Can I Finish?
You also get to plug something at the end of the show.
Plug it
I've
up.
got 5 things here, so best of 5 wins.
Okay.
I didn't really think about how I'm going to do this, so I think I'm going to show the camera first and then show you guys.
Okay.
All right.
So
we
should
got-
I look away? Should I avert your eyes?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Let's just stare
You're going to
into
see
his-
it in a second anyway.
Okay.
Let's
So
stare into
this
each
is
other's
the first
eyes.
one. Basically, all of these titles
Keeping you
are
honest.
video game titles. And we're going to see, how do you say that, according to the developer?
Oh, okay.
According to the developer, I'm gonna just be it wrong because this is the only way I know it. Dissidia duodecim.
Ryan?
Dissidia Duocidum.
Shanae is the closest. Dissidia Duodecim Final Fantasy. So we'll give that to Shanae.
I don't know how to say that. Okay.
Dewey Decimal. That's what
Dewey
it looks
Decimal
like.
System.
Yeah.
This one?
Okay. Guilty Gear Xrd Sign.
Guilty Gear Xrd Signin.
Ryan, so we're 1-1.
I was leaning towards Signin because I was like, that's probably something weird. It's not.
I didn't know if this would go well, but you guys are getting them so far.
I didn't want to say the same thing as Ryan, just in case he was
I feel
wrong.
like Shanae might have an advantage on this because I think you've played this. I'm not positive.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I forgot what they call it. They don't call it a hashtag. What do they call it?
Hashtag. That'd be awesome. Tokyo Mirage Sessions hashtag Fire Emblem.
Effie.
Okay.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions pound fuck everyone.
Okay, both wrong. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE.
That makes sense because that's a sharp. Because if you music,
Yeah.
you know how to read music?
I blame Tommy's handwriting for that one.
No, it just looks pretty good.
This one.
V. V6.
VVV.
So the actual way you say that name is the letter V 6 times.
That's right. That's right.
So what do we got? 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tiebreaker. Hopefully, I don't think anyone's going to get this one. I tried to put them in order from easiest to most difficult.
I don't know. It's kind of a mixed bag here. Okay.
God, I hate you so much.
These are real video game titles. Most of them quite well known.
H2L Sharp NIQ a Firefly Diary.
This is good. I like this.
I just looking at it and I just want to say Hotel California.
Sure, I can see that.
Hotel California.
You
Firefly
got?
Diary.
Do you have a blind guess or no?
No, I don't have. I got nothing.
Hotaru no Neki, the Firefly Diaries. Do you believe that? Would you get that from looking at that?
No, I would not.
No, you
It
would not.
does. It.
I think Shanae should get that because she actually made an attempt.
Okay. So Shanae wins then.
Yeah.
That's good because I didn't know how to break a tie.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
That was kind
I
of
liked it.
That was pretty cool. It's just man, people don't know how to name video games.
Well, I thought about putting in like the different Kingdom Hearts games and all that, but like
I
I
would-
knew Shanae would get
I would-
those.
I would win
Okay,
that.
let me amend that. I don't think that they don't know how to name the video games because the names are fine. It's just that like the stylization of the names is kind of nonsensical.
Well, some of them make
it's
sense.
awkward.
Like this makes no sense. Letter V 6 times,
Sure,
sort
it's
of. You
kind
could
of
see
just-
it. Sharp FE, I don't know. Guilty Gear Xrd Sign makes sense, but like like Final Chapter Prologue makes sense. It's just kind of dumb.
It's a series of words.
Yeah.
Like, see, the series of words is fine without it. Like, name your game whatever the hell you want.
Right.
But like when you stylize it in a weird way that makes it hard for me to
Right.
figure out what you're saying, that kind of irritates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's also a cultural thing for like some of it too.
I mean, some of these are Western games. Well, one of them's a Western
well,
game.
so I said some of it.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like with Japanese JRPGs specifically, they do very literal titles on especially like sequels and stuff like that, and they do very long titles as well, like putting the whole series names in there. So I do think like.
Interesting thing enough. So Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE was originally supposed to be Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, right? The reason Tokyo Mirage Sessions is because if you take the first letter backwards, SMT. Yeah.
I get
So just a little interesting thing there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is it Watch Dogs or Watch Dogs?
I like to call it Watch_Dogs because I'm an idiot, but I think it is just Watch Dogs.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty fun. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have an idea for trivia for actually next time.
Should we save it, or are you gonna say it?
I probably shouldn't have said anything. I have a bad habit because I want something to be a surprise, but then I'll bring it up.
Me too.
And then someone will ask about it, and I'll be like, "Well, I wanted it to be a surprise." So maybe
Yeah.
should.
I have been working on. I'm just not ready for it yet. But I have been working on a full episode that's basically Jeopardy.
It's called You Dumb.
It should be called You Dumb. Yeah.
Um,
Well, the hard part is I'm trying to get like how when you're like, hey Alex, I'll take the rapist for 500, right? Like they're harder depending on the value, right? As the value increases, they're more difficult.
Yeah.
So trying to come up with video game questions that I think you guys will get versus questions I think that you might not get.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
I think that there's a definite like disparity in the kind of video game knowledge that both Shanae and I possess.
Sure.
So it would be kind of hard to gauge
I think
that.
I think we do a Jeopardy episode. We need another person on.
Oh yeah, we'll have a third.
Yeah. Are we not?
Let's just get Patrick and get fucking decimated on random shit.
Patrick will decimate you on Sony stuff, but that's about it.
So he'll take the entire Sony board.
Maybe Blizzard stuff too.
Maybe.
But
You know what? I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you'll be good
Patrick's-
at the Blizzard stuff.
I'm gonna say Patrick's an intelligent man. And you probably get more than just those two categories.
Well, it's not.
well, he is like more of a Sony guy than even I am.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But you know a lot of Blizzard stuff. You could
Yeah.
probably hold your own there.
I'd get some questions.
You were playing. Hey, Shanae, did I tell you that I started playing World of Warcraft again?
No, how's that?
War were declared.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Berto's now playing the Final Fantasy MMO again.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple friends that just started WoW back up again.
Is it weird that people call A Realm Reborn, they just call it 14?
Well, because I don't think that's weird because like I think
Well, they don't even say Final Fantasy 14. They just say 14. I'm playing 14.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
And then I
if
guess you
you're
just
if
know
you're
what you're
aware,
talking about.
yeah, if you're aware that the person's playing the game, then there's no, and you are aware of like MMOs and that's your thing.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter because like
I think you'd only use that euphemism.
I feel like we
like-minded
could
company.
do an entire episode of video game names and things that people call video games.
Sure.
I
you know?
actually
'Cause when I was a kid and I'm playing Turtles 2, the arcade game, and Mom's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Go take out the trash or whatever." I'm like, "Mom, I'm playing Turtles."
She knows which turtles you're playing.
Yeah.
Is it because it was the only Turtles game you had?
I had the first one. Yeah. Ultra.
Also, maybe she didn't give a shit which one you were playing. Just go take out the goddamn trash.
Right.
you got chores. I birthed you.
The point is that I called it Turtles when it was.
Sure. Now, did you call it Turtles with your friends?
Yeah.
Okay, and they knew.
Let's go play some Turtles.
Okay, and they knew what you were talking about.
Right.
Well, you say let's go play some Turtles, and at the time that was
That could be any number of Turtles games, though.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
they knew.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was the one that came out on NES after arcade game?
Manhattan Project.
Okay,
There was also a Tournament Fighters for NES, which not a lot of people know.
I did not know that.
Very
I played,
scaled back
Sure.
version of Tournament
I
Fighters.
played the
yeah.
one on. I played the SNES version.
But Manhattan Project, mwah,
Yeah,
fantastic.
you like that one?
Yeah.
It seems widely accepted that, generally speaking, the crowd favorite is Turtles in Time.
Oh, for sure. But as of this week, we know that there is a new 4-player Turtles arcade game in the works.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty soon here, we're gonna go up to Austin and play arcade games.
Yeah, you guys, we're in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Austin's not too far away, so we're going to drive up there.
Yeah.
We'll probably do all of our shows in the car, so that'll be interesting.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
That will be fun. I haven't been to Austin in a minute.
You're not
And
missing much.
I know that. But what's the place called? Pinballs?
Pinballs. And then we're gonna get ramen. My favorite ramen place in Austin.
Cool.
I'll be the judge.
I haven't.
It's my favorite ramen place in Austin. Your opinion's not gonna change that.
Well, he'll be the judge of whether or not it's your favorite ramen place after we go
I will
there.
be the judge of authenticity.
Oh.
All right.
Well, then you'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
Will he?
Yeah. We put a lot of
I'm
effort.
excited to play some pinball. I haven't played pinball in a long time. That's
Well, they
like
have the Turtles arcade game there. They have the believe they have the Simpsons one. They have the X-Men one.
Yeah, those are good.
Uh,
There was a time, so I'm super into pinball, but we don't have a lot of pinball here in San Antonio. So I really like Pinball Arcade because Pinball Arcade is simulation pinball
Like real
versus
tables.
Pinball FX.
Yeah.
But there was one time where Shanae and I hung out and played Pinball FX, and we played a bit of the Plants vs Zombies table.
What is the difference between
And
pinball?
we
You
had a
did,
bit of
you
fun.
did much better than Plants vs Zombies table. I forgot which table I was doing well at, but yeah, we both discovered that we both are pretty good at pinball, which
It was
is
a good
weird.
time. It was a good time.
Because Berto always forgets it until I play pinball, like around him. And he's like,
Can you
play that
do a
long time."
hand swap? So like on most,
Oh yeah, where you can like,
you can decide like if you have the ball stopped, you can switch it to the other hand.
you just like we hold it there and you like tap it to
What's the
go
difference
up.
between Pinball FX and Zen Pinball? Just
They are the
licenses?
same. No, they are the same. It's the same game. They just changed the name. I think it is Zen Pinball now. Yeah.
I remember I was really like those Star Wars tables. I can't look at
I
them.
love them all, but like Pinball Arcade is great because it's the actual tables,
real
and the
tables.
physics are as close as they can be.
And it's cool because I remember
You know?
actually playing on some of those tables.
Playing Adam's Family, you know,
That's really cool.
They have a giant. I believe it's a Conan machine, but I know it's a barbarian.
Like Conan. Oh, okay.
Barbarian themed machine that is as wide as this entire table.
Oh yeah.
How do you play that?
It's hard.
Have you guys played any of the video pinball games?
Yeah.
Where like it's not a table, like an actual table anymore; it's a screen.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, they're weird.
There's only. Did you guys know there's only one company in the United States that still manufactures new pinball tables? Only one.
Is it Williams?
It is not Williams. I want to say it's Stern, but I could be incorrect.
One thing I like about pinballs is they normally have little signs up on the ones that are for sale, and of course it says the price, but it also says the manufacturer on there.
Yeah.
And gives like a little information on there.
And it's like one of three, right? It's always going to be Stern, Bally, or Williams, typically. But
yeah, I know, but it's like I think some of them have like the date on there and stuff like that too, and that's pretty fun.
It's crazy to think that I haven't played pinball since like actual pinball in person since the 20th century.
there's a Goomba's Pizza in the medical center here that has a Rampage machine. Not pinball, but I get really excited when I see it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. Say, Tom,
Yes, sir.
what are we talking about this week?
Today we're talking about Mario. So Super Mario Odyssey is getting ready to come out, and we have never just talked about Mario on this
We
show.
never talked about Mario.
And I feel like Mario is
Because
one.
we have a better person to talk about on this show.
Sure.
Well, so I'm excited for Odyssey to come out, right?
Beautiful
So over the past week,
man.
I'm playing through games, trying to finish up games before Odyssey comes out.
Sure.
Right. One of those is Mario plus Rabbids.
Right.
And I think about Mario plus Rabbids and everybody's reaction to Mario plus Rabbids, and they're like, I never saw this coming.
What?
You know? Ubisoft and Nintendo making an XCOM style Mario crossover game, never saw it coming. And I think about it and I'm like, Mario has been in over 250 games.
Yeah.
And it's easier for me to name genres
Sure.
that Mario has been in than it is to name genres that Mario has not been in.
Right.
You know? Like, there's no Mario FPS or MOBA or anything, but, like,
Right.
just about everything else.
Right. Mario MOBA would be sweet.
So I thought, let's talk about Mario. Let's talk about our favorite memories of Mario,
Sure,
significant
sure.
games, things
Sure.
like that. What we're excited about going forward.
I mean,
I don't have anything prepared, no question or anything, but I feel like we can fill an hour talking about Mario.
Okay, so check this out, man. I've never finished the first Super Mario Brothers game.
Well, am I incorrect in assuming, didn't you come up as a Sega kid?
No, well, no. All right, so
I mean, I know you've told us before, but it's been a while.
it was NES, SNES, then Genesis.
Okay.
But then after that, it was just all.
I just remember when
Sega.
you and I first started hanging out, going to your house and seeing Genesis in your garage, but not seeing any Nintendo in
Yeah.
your garage, you know?
By the time you and I met, I had given my NES to my younger cousins.
Sure. My mom also made me give my NES to Unfortunates, and I was pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Since we don't have anything prepared, I just pulled up a general timeline of certain Mario games.
Okay, right on.
So I'm gonna.
We'll refer to it if we need to.
Oh, I'm just gonna sprinkle those in every now and then.
Sure.
Once
I
you
never
go for
finished
it.
the first Mario Brothers game, and I feel like everybody I know has done that. Have you done that, Shanae?
I know I have multiple times. Do I remember that game as a linear thing? Can I name like the number of the worlds or whatever? Like when you go through
Yeah.
it, or if you say
There
like,
are
level,
8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know that, but I know I grew up beating it multiple times, playing with my brother, playing with my mom. My mom loved playing.
My
it.
mom, too. My mom doesn't like games, but she loved Mario.
My mom loves games. My mom still plays games.
My
all the
mom,
time.
like, recently is like, hey, can I play Mario? Like, can you help me play Mario? Like, the old Super Mario Brothers. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She don't want new Mario. She wants that Mario,
Yeah.
you know?
My mom really likes the new Mario on the newer Mario on the Wii.
Right.
The
Galaxy?
Super Mario Brothers Land?
New Super Mario Brothers Wii. There was New Super Mario Brothers for the DS.
Right.
Then New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
So the one on the Wii that came in the red case, and
Right.
I bought her. I bought
Good
her,
game.
I bought her that game with the limited edition red console for
Yeah, you
Christmas, and because I'm a good daughter.
If my daughter bought me that, I'd fucking kiss her. Thank you.
So mom loved it a lot. She's played a lot. She loves playing Mario Kart on that thing. She is.
Ryan and I played Mario Kart earlier today.
I know. I said I wanted to play Mario Kart after this. But yeah,
Switching it up.
she loved it. She's actually better at platformers than I am by far.
I wonder what would happen if you handed your mom Sonic.
Well, I was playing Alice.
Like Sonic 2, you know?
Yeah.
I was playing Alice Madness Returns on my 360 at my parents' house on their TV in their living room because it was the biggest TV in the house.
Yeah.
And on some of the platforming parts, I let my mom play it, and she did better than I did on some of it. Like there's like some things that like when like enemies would pop up, she wasn't good at.
Yeah.
But the platforming.
There's a lot of platforming in that game, yeah.
It's mostly platforming.
Yeah.
It's like 90% platforming.
I really love the pepper shaker with the, like, it's basically a Gatling gun.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that it's like you use it to shoot at the noses, and then I love
So
it.
on the newscast,
and-
are you excited for the possibility of
I would
Alice
lo-
Asylum?
I would love it. Alice,
So it's supposed to be a
Alice game.
prequel before the first Alice.
I'm okay with that because I played the first Alice and then
Yeah.
American McGee's Alice.
Yeah, I've never played the first one.
I played both of them and I love both of them. So I would like a third one. I don't want a third one if it's going to be a half-ass game though. So
Well, I mean, if he's showing his proposal to EA, it would probably be well funded, you know.
yeah,
But-
if they do it.
Plus, it's American McGee, so like there's going to be some level of quality there. But back to Mario.
But yeah, no, my mom and I, and it's one of the Mario's probably was brought me and my parents playing games together the most often.
Me too. It's the only game I've played with my mother ever.
My dad really likes fighting games more. Like
Awesome.
Like I talked about on the show before, and I talked about in my history that after doing chores, me and my dad would play Tekken, or like before chores.
Can we have a
we'll play-
tournament between me and your dad?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
Taste the mat, old man.
like you'll see where I get some of my temper from.
That's fine.
But it's like we do have to kind of like get him into playing Mario Kart, but he's fine once he gets playing it. Like he enjoys it then. It's a weird thing.
It's weird to think about Mario's older than any of us.
Yeah.
I think Mario is 36, I believe.
81?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, so 36.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong,
And
okay.
I'm 34.
Yeah.
You know?
So.
He predates, like, he's been around my entire life.
Yeah.
All of our entire lives, Mario's been around, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and I don't, maybe Sinead too, like, we grew up with the Super Show and all that.
Yeah. I think that as far as the cool thing about Mario, one of my favorite things about Mario is how you don't like everybody knows who he is, and you can have a conversation with anybody about some Mario.
Yeah, he's like Mickey fucking Mouse or
Yeah.
Superman. Like, everybody knows the name Mario.
Yeah.
I actually was talking to some customers the other day about Mario because they were talking. Because the son's like 20, looked like he was like mid 20s, and the parents and like looks like grandparents were like talking to him about like I was playing video games. He was
Yeah.
trying to describe it, and they're just like, well, it's like a little Mario character like running around. That's all I could think of. And I was like, oh, it's
It's the easy way, right? It's an easy way to
well,
describe.
yeah, he was trying to describe Skyrim to them, and all they could picture was Mario.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, it's a giant power fantasy. If you ever like read a novel about like Vikings or
Sure.
like old things, and it's like a giant tale, and he's like, it's basically like playing through that.
And Mario's
And
not
I-
that, right? Like,
yeah.
Mario's never had like this huge lore behind
But
it.
but when he said video game, all they can picture was Mario.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that like so if he said he was playing a video game, that's all they could think of.
Well, I think there's two words that for the older generations are synonymous with video games. It's Mario and Nintendo. My mom, doesn't matter if I'm playing PlayStation. No, you're playing Nintendo.
Sure.
Right. It's the same thing, but
yeah.
you know, Mario has never had this deep lore. It's always, hey, princess is captured again, go save her again, right? But like, there are, much like the Hyrule timeline, there are a lot of Mario timeline theorists
And it's fun. It's fun to think about. I mean,
that include all the games, whether it's party or different sports games or whatever, Smash Brothers. That include all the games.
It's pretty fun.
And it's interesting because Odyssey flips all of that on its head. If you were a Mario timeline theorist, Odyssey like completely fucks with you because you're bringing back things like Pauline and whatnot, references to Donkey Kong.
Yeah, the only confusing thing to me about that is, like, the Nintendo has confirmed, like, Miyamoto has confirmed, yes, Mario is human.
Yeah.
But are those older people also humans?
In New Donk City, you mean?
Yeah, and the people in New Donk City, are they humans as well?
We'll find out on the 27th.
Yeah. They seem not to react to him jumping on their heads.
You know what's interesting? In the first 5 years
Probably
of Mario being introduced, so in '86, there was a disc game that was a sewing simulator that was Mario themed.
The sewing simulator.
Well, I mean, let's go through it, right? There's a puzzle game. There's an RPG. There's many sports games. There's a racing game. Like, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Fucking Mario Paint. Mario Maker, you know?
There's a Grand Prix game that he makes an appearance in.
So he makes appearance in a lot. NBA Street, Mario and Luigi were in, you know? Like, that's the other thing. People are like, oh, he's in this Ubisoft game. What the fuck? Well, they were in Mario Street.
Well,
Link was in fucking Soul Calibur. Like, Capcom. Capcom made 2 mainline Zelda games.
Yeah.
Like, this
isn't a new thing.
There's Mario gambling games. They're normally
rad.
There's like roulette.
3 kart arcade games. 3 Mario Kart arcade games.
Well, see, the thing about Mario is that, like, he's one of the few characters you can put him in a game of any type and it will make sense.
Yeah, because he's vanilla, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's what we think of when you think video game.
That's
what you think.
And the funny thing is, you don't even have to change his clothes.
Right.
Like, he'll.
It's vanilla. Like, Mario's vanilla.
Just put him in the newest Call of Duty. You're good.
Yeah, like, he never stops wearing the overalls
If you put Mario in the newest COD, it would sell better than COD already does.
Yeah.
You know?
If Call of Duty Ghosts instead of had a dog had a tiny Mario hanging out and helping you, everyone would love it.
Sure. I mean, I liked Ghost, but.
No, but if the dog was instead a tiny Mario, you would also still love it.
I'd rather him be like waist size, not tiny, you know?
Yeah.
Well, tiny as in like shorter than the average man, like dog size.
Well, he is shorter than the average man.
So what, Ryan, is your favorite Mario game? Whether it's a spin-off series, whatever it is.
Sure.
Doesn't have to be mainline. What's your favorite one? And why?
All right, so I really liked Mario Sunshine. I liked the...
God, you got to play Hat in Time. Hat in Time is so Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Mario Sunshine.
It's so Sunshine.
It is.
It's like... Right? All right, so I liked Mario Sunshine. I liked how colorful it was. I liked the music. I liked Delfino Island. I liked all of that shit.
Yeah.
I liked the flood. I liked the flood was like...
I liked Flood. I didn't like Flood talking to me.
No, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I liked using Flood. I didn't like communicating with Flood.
Kind of like almost precursor to Splatoon, Flood, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that game a lot. Just because I liked the world. I liked how colorful it was, and like spraying the water at the paint muck was fun. Like that, it was just a fun game.
It was a fun game.
You know, and also like I put like a lot, and I'm talking a lot of hours into Mario Tennis.
So when Nintendo shows Mario Odyssey, right, and the only 2 names that they drop are Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine. We're going back to this.
Yeah.
Does that get you excited for it?
Yeah, but to be fair though, like you could have told me neither of those things, and looking at Mario Odyssey, just like based on what they showed, is like I was like, this game looks really awesome.
But I think like even like there's people that I love 3D Land. I love 3D Land.
Yeah.
3D World. There are people that adore that game. Even Galaxy 1 and 2, some of the highest praised games ever.
Yeah.
You know? But there are people that look at all 4 of those games and like, well, that's not what a 3D Mario game should be.
Yeah.
You know, 64, Sunshine, that's what a 3D Mario game should be. So it's interesting that they're finally going back to that.
Well, 64 established what we think 3D platformers should be.
We've talked about it a few times on the show.
Yeah, because
Sega went with Knights.
Yeah.
Sony went with Crash.
Yeah.
And Mario, you know, Nintendo did Mario 64, and like Crash was the most logical step point A to point B.
Sure.
Sometimes it's side to side. Sometimes it's back and forth.
Right.
But it's what Mario was.
But then Mario 64 comes out and like 360-degree motion.
Yeah.
And
Full
then,
camera control.
right. And then after that, that's
That's the standard.
That was what 3D platforms became. Like after, like there wasn't another crash like that afterward. You know, so it made sense, I guess.
Shanae, favorite Mario?
Favorite Mario? Probably just Brawl.
I think that counts. Sure. Brawl's great.
I was like Brawl. I mean, I have a lot of memories of Brawl. Like, as far as like what is my favorite now to play.
Do you like Brawl better than Melee? Or better than the new one?
I played Brawl more than any of them.
Okay, I get that. Because like Brawl seems to be the one people like the least because of the whole the random trip mechanic. But
yeah, I played Brawl the most out of all of them. I played some Melee, but I didn't.
Brawl seemed the most epic, right?
Brawl was the Wii one, right?
Yeah, but like when you saw the trailers for Brawl, like all those characters standing together in that giant group and all that.
Brawl or Double Dash?
Oh, Double Dash.
Double Dash was great.
Fuck yes, Double Dash was great. Baby Park.
Mm-hmm.
I have the most fond memories of, and I think that if I played it any time from now to forever, I would still enjoy those games.
Yeah.
Do I like the ones that I've probably spent the most with and I enjoyed a lot of the time and were pretty like formative? Well, had to be like the SNES Mario.
Yeah.
Like just because like playing with my family.
You're talking Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, rather. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I play a lot of Mario games. I like Mario Party. I like I like a lot. I like a lot of them. I don't know if necessarily I have a favorite. I guess like those two, I have the most enjoyment with.
But isn't that interesting though? That like, so like I don't know if you guys have read Console Wars or not, but it's all about Nintendo versus Sega back in the day, right?
I also love Paper Mario.
And like,
I love Paper Mario.
Mario, his track record, Sonic. I won't say Sonic's been around longer, but Sonic console games have been around longer.
Right.
Mario. If you think about how long those two characters have been around and how iconic they are to video games,
can we talk about Luigi games?
Mario's got a lot of hits.
Well,
Sonic's got a lot of flops.
Like Mario is just like it's so consistent.
Like
right?
It is rare. There are bad Mario games,
sure. I mean,
but it is rare.
There
It
have
is
been
very
missteps, but,
rare.
like-
Considering over 250 games, it is very rare.
But like the difference is that like you announce a new Sonic game and you're like,
you expect it to be bad,
right? But like a new Mario game, like
people were surprised that Sonic Mania was good.
right. So a new Mario game like Mario Odyssey before we even knew
Sonic
anything.
Colors, Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
I like Colors and Generations.
Before
Generations is my favorite Sonic.
Before you knew anything about Odyssey, like people were excited about it,
Right.
Because like he has that track record.
My favorite Mario, going back to what Shanae said, is probably Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
Thousand Year Door. Yeah.
Or Super Mario Brothers 3. Seeing that go as a kid, going to see the Wizard in the theater and fucking like that's how they revealed like that movie was essentially a trailer for that game.
Yep.
That game was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I also liked Luigi's Mansion. I played a lot of the DS Peach game.
Oh, really? I'm surprised that you like that.
Peach.
Because like that game is very much like it's like you're playing as a woman for the first time in the Mushroom Kingdom, and all your mechanics are based around emotions. Like it's kind of.
I'm not saying I'm not saying it, obviously it didn't make it in the favorites. And I'm probably never gonna play it again. But it was the only game I had around me when I visited.
It's fun.
When
It is fun.
I was going on a road trip, so it's just like, oh, well, I'm playing this.
I would just think as a woman it would be kind of insulting,
There's a lot of things as a woman that are kind of insulting. You just kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. Mario Odyssey, I'm very, very excited for it. Everything that they've shown looks phenomenal.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't like Mario 2.
I love Mario 2, but Mario 2 is like, do you count that as a real Mario game or not? It's interesting because we know
It's just a reskinned.
now we know it's reskinned Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah.
Mario 2 was actually Lost Levels, which they said was too hard for Americans. So that's what we got was Doki Doki Panic.
And maybe that's why I don't like it because it wasn't built as a Mario game.
I love it. And it's interesting
I
because
don't
those
know.
characters, a lot of those characters, whether it's
They've-
Birdo or Shy Guy or
yeah,
whatever it might be,
they've
are
made-
now
they've
in
sustained.
Mario canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Mario Party, Birdo always picks Birdo.
Yeah.
I like Shy Guy. Like conceptually. I mean, he isn't much of a personality, but I like that character. I like Birdo.
I love Mario
But
2.
I don't enjoy playing Mario 2 like at all.
The first 3 Mario games, well, first 3, Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3,
Ah.
Super Mario World, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, are the only 5 games that I can beat in like 15 minutes or less. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know.
I remember every warp for those, you know?
Yeah.
Like Mario 2, I remember every pipe that a potion has to go on so you can go through it to warp. You know, Mario 3, I remember all the key locations. Zelda is just a glitch, but yeah. Like, those are the only 5 games I can beat in under 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's the cool thing is that, like, regardless of whether it is or not, like, every Mario game that comes out just looks fun. Like, it just looks fun to play. I never actually got to play Galaxy, though.
Did you play 3-on-3? Hoops?
No, I wanted to play that and Super Mario Strikers.
Strikers is good, but hard. But I'm bad at that.
Was there a
soccer
baseball one?
Yes.
So there's baseball in certain games, but there's not a dedicated baseball
Are
game.
you sure?
As far as I know.
Are
I
those
could be
Mario
wrong.
Super Sluggers?
No.
Oh,
Maybe.
shit. Sinead,
I
there
don't know
you
if that
go.
was the
There
name,
you
but I
go.
remember. I feel like I
No,
remember
I'm
a
pretty sure
baseball
she's
one.
right. Pretty sure she's right. So the most recent Mario Sports game, which is actually has a very bad
it's
score.
a real thing.
The most recent one has a very bad score, but it's several sports together, none of which are great. You know.
There you go.
Sinead, I said you were probably right. Calm down.
Well, she doesn't get this chance often, so let her have it.
Okay, sure.
I'm mostly wrong.
Was there a volleyball one? They should do a volleyball one.
There is also.
I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot, right? There's a lot.
There's also. We haven't touched upon it yet. There's also Mario educational games. Like, it's Mario Fun
Yeah,
with
Mario
letters,
is missing and all that.
Mario Fun with letters, Mario Fun with numbers, and
Well, Mario is missing is also an educational game.
and then it seems like there is like a
Geography
Mario reading one.
There's
as
a lot
well.
of them. There's the
I
CDI
want-
games, which everyone dismisses, but like those, like that's licensed by Nintendo. Technically, those were canon.
I want to meet somebody who learned their numbers and letters with Mario and actually remember some of it, like having it around. Or
I learned mine with an NES game. They were not Mario games, but I
Well, we're
learned my
talking about
numbers and
Mario,
letters
so.
with video games.
If you can send us an email, if you or on Facebook or tweet
When
us.
we did our edutainment episode, was Sinead on the show at that point?
Not yet.
No.
No, that was a little before her time.
That's before me.
Yeah. That was 2015 BS before Shanae.
Mm-hmm.
There are Mario BS games. It's funny you say that. Yeah.
I was gonna say PS pre-Shanae,
Sure.
but BS fits better. It also stands for bullshit.
So, did you guys both play through Super Mario RPG 7 Stars Saga?
I played through the majority of it, but never finished it.
Some of it.
I love the RPG series. So for those that don't know, RPG series includes Mario RPG, the Paper Mario series, as well as the Mario Luigi series. And they all play very similar, but the original is probably the best one, and that probably has to do with Square's involvement in that game.
Sure.
But yeah,
Back when they were Squaresoft.
it's a great game.
Yeah. So one of the things there are a couple of things that I really liked about that game. One of the things is the combat, wherein if you can get if your timing was correct, if you can consistently get your timing down, like you can get a critical every time.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like it's one of the first turn-based RPGs that I can remember that had a mechanic like that.
Yeah.
So you have something to do while you're waiting, and you see that carry over into all the other Super Mario RPGs, but even other RPGs. Child of Light had the same mechanic, you know, and that's awesome.
Yeah. One of the few. It's the first time Mario, to my knowledge, the first time Mario cooperated with Bowser toward like a common goal. There were a lot of things in that game that were really cool. You know, the idea of Mario in an RPG setting was just like awesome to me, and I think that's really what got me hyped for it.
Well, and remember, this is before Mario 64. So like you saw, and they are sprites.
Yeah.
But we'd see like Nintendo Power those sprites that looked 3D to
did.
us, and you're so fucking
And
amazed.
there were some characters that came out in that game that, I haven't seen since, but like I have fond memories of.
Yeah.
Like there's that little cloud man named Mallow, and his limbs were all stretchy.
Yeah. My nephew, the oldest one actually, he is 16. I've talked to him before. He knows so much more about Mario than I do. Like, we were playing Mario Kart. He loves Shy Guy. He picked Shy Guy. He knows, like, everything about, like, Shy Guy. All, like, super about it. And then, like, as we were going through and, like, playing recently, I think, like, past summer or whatever, he was just in there naming all the characters. I was just like, how? I don't know. I don't remember the name of most of these.
Really?
Like, well, like, the cloud guy, I didn't know his name.
Lakitu.
Yeah, I'm also just really bad with names. And I was just surprised that a 16-year-old did.
Yeah.
YouTube, power of YouTube right there.
Yeah.
He does watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch us, thankfully.
I
don't drink.
Super Mario Odyssey, we have Takatu.
What's Takatu do?
It's a cockatoo, basically.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
I think one of the cool things about the whole franchise though is that like even if you like from game to game, like even like beyond like what you I guess consider mainline Mario, because I feel like what's considered a mainline Mario game is just whatever, if it's not sports or Mario Party, it's like mainline Mario game.
Not
No,
even though,
there's-
because people
there's
don't
Dr.
consider
Mario.
people don't consider New Super Mario Brothers to be mainline.
Really?
People don't consider the 3D series to be mainline. Like it's basically 1 through 3.
Is there a mainline?
Super 1 and 2.
Okay.
64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. Like
that's
that's
it.
what people
Not
consider
even-
mainline.
I guess paper wouldn't consider me. Yeah.
Well, that's because then there's the mainline, then there's the RPG
Right.
stuff. Yeah, like it's just cool because like every game like has like some new cool thing in it. Like the whole like Paper Mario. I love Paper Mario. Like the whole idea, like honestly, like pun intended, on paper that would have sounded dumb to me. But like in practice, like it's awesome.
Super fun.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
I was just like, I can't figure this out. Oh, I just need to turn. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I think the DS really was a great platform
Sure.
to like make all of these random Mario games for, and make them popular with another generation.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo's had a lot of bad mistakes, but keeping that Mario franchise and like putting the games that they did out, I think they're smart. Like there's a Bowser's Inside Story,
Yeah.
Partners in Crime.
We were just talking about Bowser's Inside Story last night.
All the Yoshi Islands for the DS
Yeah.
really were great.
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause-
Like, it's weird because like I've played a lot of Mario. Well, I played relatively a lot of Mario games, and I've finished literally 0 of them. And I don't know why, because it's never that I'm not having fun playing them.
You get bored of it. Like it's not that it's bad. It's just not. It's not the Mario like formula, in my opinion, has never been a game where I'm like, I need to finish this. This is amazing. I need to finish this now.
Right.
Mario has always been a very non-stressful. I'll just play this whenever.
Sure.
But then there's a new Mario, so I just never play the old ones.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Play the old ones.
Well, I was talking about how like Mario games, I've never felt like I had to finish them.
I was telling Sinead that I've never finished a Mario game before.
That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. Second of all, like Sinead, I get your I get never like not feeling like you have to finish a Mario game because like I think that's part of the beauty of the story not really being that important. You know, because like you play BioShock or whatever, any game, right?
It's all one like continuous.
Right.
narrative.
Whereas with Mario, like it's pretty much always the same story.
Even-
you know.
Yeah.
Even now, I feel like if I picked up Paper Mario, at any point in the game, I can just keep going with it, even if I didn't remember exactly what was happening or
I feel like you'd pick it up.
happened.
Sure, you're not in it for the story, really.
Like none of them, even like the ones that have or supposedly have a story.
I did want to talk about Super Mario Brothers 1 in that like, and a lot of people have brought this up in the past, but like World 1-1 is such a great example of game design and invisible tutorial teaching you through level design and game design.
Sure.
You run regardless of which direction you run, right? Let's say you start the game and you go left. You realize you can't go any farther, so you naturally go the other way.
Right.
And you might hit that first Goomba and die.
And
then you realize, well, hey, I need to jump. And it teaches you so well without saying, hey, at this point, press this.
Well, that goes back to that conversation we had a couple of years ago about the language of video games.
Yeah, exactly.
And the way that games talk to you without throwing text in your face.
Right. The yellow ledges in Uncharted or whatever it might be.
Red barrels.
Right.
Or whatever. And I think that the first Super Mario Brothers had a lot of that.
It's such an early example of it.
Yeah.
Obviously there were games around way before Super Mario Brothers, but as far as games that were teaching you those mechanics in such a way, you got Pac-Man and Pong and shit. But
it was really effective too, because the first time I played Super Mario Brothers, I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I immediately the game just effectively taught me just how to play it.
Without ever telling you.
Yeah, because it doesn't there isn't a Mario game of that generation where there is any tutorial. You just pick up the game and you play it.
Yeah.
Granted, that was also the era where games came with instruction booklets, but at the same time, you didn't need to read it.
Whether you had it or not, you were fine.
Yeah. So.
I think that a good example of the story not even mattering is the fact that Mario didn't even have his own name as Mario, as Jumpman originally.
Yeah.
And he was named after the landlord of the Nintendo US office.
Yeah, we've talked about that as far as talking about Donkey Kong and all that. He was originally Jumpman.
Yeah.
Zelda was there would be no Zelda without Mario. It was originally supposed to be called Adventure Game or something like that, and it was supposed to be Mario.
It's not a good name.
This predates Super Mario Brothers or the original Legend of Zelda. And then they
supposed
spun off into their own separate things. Without Mario, we wouldn't have Zelda.
He was also supposed to be a carpenter at first.
At first, yes.
Also,
he's had many jobs.
Also,
referee.
He's a doctor.
And he's actually
Doctor,
he's no longer a
Sportsman.
plumber now.
Yeah.
So he's kind of just enjoying his retirement. I don't know what he's doing.
Also, PETA probably hates him even more now that he's hitting Yoshi in the head.
Yeah. Now it's confirmed that he's punching Yoshi in the
Did
back
you
of the
guys,
head.
when Mario 3D Land came out, did you guys see the PETA protest game?
No.
They were mad that he was wearing an animal skin.
Oh, yeah.
So they made their own Flash game.
Yeah.
Where there's a bunch of blood and shit. It was so dumb.
It's a
did you
raccoon suit. They don't call it a raccoon suit, but that's what it is. Tanuki, yeah.
Good.
I don't know. It was.
Did either of you play
silly.
Cat Mario?
Cat Mario?
Well, you're talking about Mario 3D World. And yes, I've played
No,
it.
Cat Mario was this game that was based off of Mario level designs and stuff like that, and it was supposed to be an unbeatable game.
Sure.
The character just runs and you have to keep jumping in the correct spots.
So it's an endless runner.
It's a what?
Endless runner.
Endless runner. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, basically that's what it is. But there's a bunch of shit that pops up and it's all Mario. It's kind of like Mario themed, but it's called Cat Mario.
That's not official though.
Not official Nintendo license, but the fact is that they still even Angry Birds used very Mario-esque thing. Angry Birds. What was it? The Flappy Jump, whatever.
Flappy Bird used the pipes from Mario. Yes.
Well, even the background was very similar. It was inspired by.
Hey, you were saying that your mom really likes the old Mario.
Yeah.
She just that's the one she wants to play. Do you think that she would like to play Super Mario Run?
Maybe. I don't know. She has an iPhone. Maybe I'll download it for her.
Because there's the controls are easy enough.
Nowadays, the few games that she plays on her phone are Candy Crush Saga and stuff like that, And even those, she doesn't quite understand them.
Yeah.
My mom's Korean, so it's hard for her.
She doesn't Candy Crush.
She gets it enough to scrape by.
To crush
but,
the candies.
She can't read everything that's on that screen.
But
Sinead.
like she understands the. She understands.
Oh,
the,
I'm saying like even if you can't read it, there's plenty of like Japanese game like puzzle things that are like Bejeweled-esque that I get generally what's going on. And
Okay, well, I'll tell my mom that she's dumb for not understanding it. Okay.
No, I'm saying I think she gets. I'm just saying like I think like if your mom's playing it and getting by, I think your mom gets it. I think you're selling your mom short here is what I'm getting at.
Okay, well, if my mom's asking me questions about it, clearly she doesn't completely understand everything. But you're right.
the point I was getting at was. The point I was getting at is that like the essence of the original Mario game is just go and jump.
Pretty much,
and
yeah.
Super Mario Run is
Pretty much.
go and jump.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like she's obviously not gonna do what you had been doing in that game, is like going for all like the completion or whatever. But,
Right.
But like she could make her way through the levels and have a good time doing that.
Yeah, absolutely, she could.
You know,
I mean, it's easier than Super Mario Brothers 1. If you're just trying to get to that flag, it's easier than that is. You know?
Yeah. And I could think she'd maybe have fun with that. Hey, does score matter in Super Mario Brothers?
I mean, there was a score.
There was a score, but like, did it like?
So I believe that in the original Super Mario Brothers, where there is a score, I think that is basically something that's just left over from Versus Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Which was basically that game in the arcade.
Yeah. Did you play that?
No, never.
Yeah.
I would, but I've never found one. Yeah. I've played the original Mario Brothers, like Mario Brothers, not
sure
Super.
They're putting that out on Switch.
They're putting a lot of the old Nintendo arcade games on Switch.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of them. And Versus Super Mario Brothers is one of them.
Yeah. I can see it in my head because I'm pretty sure I know what it looks like, but it's been so long since I actually.
Versus Super Mario Brothers looks like Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
Mario
like-
Brothers,
like-
the original Mario Brothers game, which came after Donkey Kong, but the original standalone Mario Brothers games is the one with all the pipes and the Koopas.
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Which is already on Switch.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
Versus Super Mario Brothers is Super Mario Brothers
Except
with like versus mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Score matters there.
I'm thinking about original Super Mario.
Yeah.
Brothers then. Yeah.
There's also like versus balloon fight is coming. The arcade version of Punch Out is coming. Stuff like that.
And also, like I've long been a proponent of the idea that there's a video game for everybody.
Sure.
I think that there's a video like regardless of.
It's Mario.
Well, to take that to make it to a more specific level, I feel like there's not a Mario game for everybody, but I feel like there's a Mario game for most people, just because of how many different genres Mario has been in.
Sure. Puzzle, platformer,
he has video games for
RPG.
babies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally everybody. There's video games for babies.
So
Birth to death.
Should be a Mario Otomi where you choose a toad to romance.
like with everybody being surprised with Mario plus Rabbids, we're
I've
talking about
romanced.
how many games Mario has been in, how many different genres Mario has been a part of. If they come out tomorrow and say we're making this Super Mario first-person shooter or this Super Mario MOBA, would you be surprised?
I wouldn't.
Should you be surprised?
No.
I think it depends. I would be surprised if there's a lot of gore.
Well,
And
obviously,
the
there's not going
first-person
to be
shooter,
gore.
I'm saying, like, if they go in a very graphic
Look,
scene,
I'm going-
that's what I'd be surprised at.
Over the past
If
few
it
months,
is-
I've been killing rabbits, and I'm not really killing rabbits. They're just kind of disintegrating.
Yeah, I don't
going
think there'd be a
away.
gory
They're not
thing,
going to do
but-
that.
I'm saying, like, that's what I'd be surprised about. I wouldn't be surprised at the genre.
Well, I don't think they're ever gonna.
I'd be surprised if
That's
they
never
did-
going to happen.
I don't think they're ever gonna put gore in a Mario game.
Yeah.
Oh, and they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Not saying they should.
They would soil that baby boy's name.
Yeah. He's a good boy.
They won't even go as far as Sega did. Like, Sega tried to make Sonic cool and edgy, and
Yeah,
like
they made him kiss
Mario's not going to do
They
that.
made Sonic kiss a human, so that was gross.
Oh.
No, I think that
You ever kiss a human?
have I ever kissed a human? No, I have not, and I don't
No?
ever plan to.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
no, I think that I don't think that I would be surprised at either one of those things. I would be surprised at whatever, like for I feel I can more easily visualize a Super Mario Brothers MOBA than I can visualize a Super Mario Brothers FPS.
Sure, but like, I don't think that there's any reason to be surprised by that.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at it
Considering like
existing.
RPG, platformer, racing game, basketball game, soccer game, fighting game, like, you know.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at the game existing. I think I'd
Yeah.
be more surprised at the elements that they chose to include in the execution of that idea.
Sure.
And I feel like, but I also think that the Super Mario FPS would just be a lot of Fireball, and that's about it.
But
Yeah.
We wouldn't have this baby boy
If it,
if
without
it weren't for Mario.
if there were no Mario, there'd be no Wario, and if there were no Wario, there'd be no Waluigi.
You guys ever played Mario Land?
Yeah.
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 First appearance Waluigi.
Yeah.
Or Luigi, or Wario, excuse me.
Yeah.
First appearance Wario.
You were just a few months ago, you were playing a game about Wario.
That Super Wario World
Yeah,
for the
for
GameCube.
GameCube,
Yeah.
That game looks fun.
It is fun.
What was the other Wario title?
WarioWare?
WarioWare.
I love WarioWare.
Yeah.
Shanae, did you know in that game Wario decides that he's going to make video games because he's on the news that video games make money.
Yeah.
So he's going to start his own development company and make his own video games.
I did not know
That's
that
what
part.
WarioWare is about. Hence the
didn't know-
name WarioWare. Yeah.
I didn't know that was what it was about.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite thing about Wario is that he's not even a villain. He's just like,
He's just a guy that wants some money.
yeah, he just wants to make the money.
Yeah.
He's a greedy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a villain or anything. He's got no motivation outside.
No,
I want the coins.
Yeah. Wario is no more a villain than Master P.
Yeah.
You know, like they're the same guy.
As an aside, I meant to tell you this last night. I was reading this. I don't remember if it was Clickhole or The Onion. I guess they're one and the same.
They are one and the same. Yeah.
But they published an article that was like the ability to play as Bowser has made us worse as a society, and that made me laugh really hard.
How do you mean?
I don't remember what the actual article said. It was just funny.
I don't know. I just think that Mario, I was trying, you haven't asked this. You asked a similar question. I was thinking the other day at work, what is my favorite video game character?
Yeah.
And you had asked something similar a few months ago, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
And if I think about it, it kind of has to be Mario.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of has to be.
Right. I mean, he's entertained you more consistently than any other video game character, right?
For
a couple of decades now.
Dude, 35 fucking years. That guy's,
Yeah. So I mean, it's easy to at least have him be in your top 3, right? Because the quality is consistently there.
And I see Odyssey, and I get genuinely excited, which is there's only don't get me wrong, 2017 has been phenomenal for video games, but there's only a few that I'm real excited for,
Well, I think that Odyssey is very much one of those games where I think that Odyssey is going to have the same effect on you that King's Quest did, and where you're playing it and you're just happy to be playing it.
Yeah.
You're just playing it just puts you in a good mood,
It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you remember that. King's Quest made me genuinely happy.
Well, it's just one of those things where it's one of the few instances where I remember someone talking about video games making them feel the way that I believe video games.
Yeah, King's
make
Quest
people
made
feel.
me smile.
Yeah.
I remember the King's Quest revamp making me smile.
King's Quest was to you what Moana was to me.
Right. Well, Moana made you cry. I saw that.
Yeah, but shut up. Also,
If y'all see Moana, it made Ryan cry.
Yeah, I cried a few times in that movie, but through most of the movie,
But you're right, though. You're absolutely right. Mario I'm not going to say any form, but in most forms, makes me happy.
Yeah.
It's
just I think it's just the nature of the character, right?
Yeah.
He's just a good-natured, wholesome character, and he can. And everybody, he's one of those characters that everybody can enjoy, right? You can enjoy a Mario game with any Mario game. You can enjoy that with
I'm sure there's some Italians that think he's quite reductive, but
Sure.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's transcended a fucking race or a.
I don't even know if that he's actually Italian anymore.
Yeah, he's just Mario.
Because I'm I don't care what Nintendo says. I'm actually not convinced that man is human.
Yeah,
I'm not. And
but
I want to.
But I'm ready,
that movie
man.
Made him seem real human.
Look, I want to see his birth certificate.
I'm ready to find those moons. I'm ready to go to all the fucking. Have you guys seen the latest trailer that they showed for that game?
No.
Holy shit!
I just want to play a Sombrero Mario.
It makes me think this is going to be what Breath of the Wild was to Zelda. Odyssey will be to Mario. like crazy long lists of fucking moons to collect and like tons of different
Because
worlds.
I think that with
It seems like it's going to be a huge game if you want it to be.
because what
you
like
know?
what okay, this is how I think of Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is that game that kind of
Shanae knows Korok seeds, right? Like it's all Korok seeds.
Oh, everything's Korok
Yeah.
seeds.
it's like the Breath of the
Oh,
Wild.
these trees look weird. Korok seeds.
Yeah, yeah. What that looks a little bit off over there, Korok seed. Yeah, and that's what Odyssey seems like it's going to
Breath
be.
of the, well, I think it's like Breath of the Wild. It changed Zelda forever.
Breath of the Wild,
We'll see.
to me, changes open world games forever.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll see the ramifications of that for another few years.
Sure.
Because development takes a while.
Right.
But I think you're going to see a lot of open world games copying Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see a lot of platformers copying Odyssey. I really do.
Yeah.
Having not played it.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, yeah.
I like his hats. I want to see more Sombrero Mario.
I was wrong, by the way. I had predicted that level was a crossover with Samba de Amigo. It is not.
Actually, my favorite Mario of all the Marios that exist is Mario Maker Mario. He's my absolute favorite Mario.
You can play as him in Odyssey.
So if I can play as the whole game as Mario Maker Mario, then I'll be happy.
The majority of the Odyssey costumes, whether you recognize them or not, are from previous Mario appearances.
Yeah.
Whether it's the mariachi or, whatever it may be, Mario Maker, the football, like it's all from old Mario games.
I just want to play Mario Maker Mario. That's
Yeah.
it. Do you think they're gonna do another Mario Maker later that allows you to use 3D assets?
No, but I think Mario Maker, as it stands, will appear on Switch within 2018. I do.
Yeah, I don't think that would surprise anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny because like a game on a console that nobody was buying, everybody was buying that game. So why wouldn't they put it out?
yeah. I feel like Mario Maker sold a lot of Wii U's. I'm sure.
And actually, the next episode that you want to do, you texted me the idea for. My thought is it like leans on Mario Maker very heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's a little hint there for next week's episode. But
yeah.
Yeah.
You think you have it, and you might have guessed it already, but I feel like it's cool. The cool thing about Mario Maker is it's one of those things that like Mario has a legacy that's gonna go on forever. I think.
I mean, conceivably for the rest of our lives, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the cool thing about Mario Maker means that there's like that there could potentially always be new Mario.
Well, I don't know how much Mario Maker you guys have played, but what the community has done with Mario Maker is amazing.
Yes.
Like whether you're good at the game or not, there's games where like a hold right and the whole level plays for you, and like that sounds so lame and reductive, but like what people have come up with is
It's
just amazing.
fantastic.
It's amazing,
It's really exciting.
Like somebody sat there and made that shit, eh? That's fucking nuts.
It's amazing. I love
Yeah.
it. I love watching the videos. I love like when people like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at stuff that they've made. It's always
Like Mario Maker was like the first Nintendo game to like take off on Twitch, which is nuts,
It makes sense though because of how great it is.
Like more than Smash or Kart, Maker took off on Twitch.
I don't want to watch people play Mario Kart.
Yeah, me
but
neither.
that's-
I want to play Mario Kart myself. I don't want to watch people.
I
do
will
it,
watch
but
people
yeah.
play Smash.
I agree.
In small doses.
I don't know.
but-
Have you watched that Evo Smash though?
No.
That's another thing. Mario games
Show
at
me.
Evo.
Show me later. Show me later.
Yeah.
Can I plug my
Finish?
thing now?
She wants to plug her. She wants to plug the plug.
Plug away.
Plug it.
Well, as much as I love Mario,
Have you guys played Super Mario Bros. 3? Is that what you're gonna plug?
no, I'm actually gonna plug something that I've talked about on Check It Out before.
Okay.
Wario.
No,
Cool.
Comics Explained.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I was looking at different Mario things, and then it went to me to YouTube, and I got reminded. Right now, I've tried it before. Comics Explained is a YouTuber who talks about comics, obviously, and explains them. He does like different characters, and he has amazing playlist. So if you see something on his feed, or like you click on him and you see something there, and it seems like it, like you can just go to his playlist, and most of the time it's part of a series.
Yeah.
Right now, he has been working for the last couple months on the history of the Green Lanterns.
Yeah. Ryan likes Green Lantern quite a bit.
Yeah.
I love Green Lanterns.
John
Yeah.
Stewart's my favorite one.
That's what we talk about. Yes.
Daily Show.
John Stewart is great.
Yeah.
You ever done that on weed?
Actually, I like all of them.
You ever play Mario on weed?
John
Yes.
Stewart, then Hal Jordan.
And right now he just got. Right now he's getting. He's into The Blackest Night,
Cool.
which is a great Green Lantern series. I love the Green Lanterns. I've actually dressed up as Ariza, and yeah, you should check it out.
Sinead, do you mind if I piggyback off of that?
Yes, go ahead.
Check out The Death and Return of Superman by Max Landis, Up to My Knees on YouTube.com.
I thought you were gonna say on Super Nintendo.
No, if you watch The Death and Return of Superman and Wrestling Isn't Wrestling, if you're into wrestling,
I believe
on Up to My Knees.
I believe Comics Explained also goes over the a couple of deaths of Superman.
But this is like Death and Return of Superman was dumb and made to make money, and here's what it should have been.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. I'm just saying, like, there's different.
Yeah.
If you like his video, then
But if you like
Steel.
Steel, you probably love that stuff.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because you're black. Is why. Yeah. Well, and you have expressed to me that you thought Steel was cool.
I thought that conceptually he was cool. I do not think that Steel starring Shaquille O'Neal is cool.
If I was writing that comic, I would have somebody, street merchant, homeless man, whatever, refer to him as Tin Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
cool.
also recently started reading Xena comic books.
Xena?
Yes.
Like Lucy Lawless?
Yeah.
Lucy Flawless.
Lucy Flawless.
Oh,
Thank
God. So many flaws.
Flawless.
Like as a person.
I can't do
Maybe.
Lucy Lawless. I can't.
She's so beautiful. Her face is flawless.
Beautiful.
You're beautiful. It's true.
Ryan, finish it up.
I always heard that it was canon.
Are
I always heard it was canon in the comic books that Xena and Gabrielle were together. And now I'm seeing
Xena and who?
Gabrielle, her sidekick, who's
And-
all lady.
Gabrielle from
Gabrielle,
Castlevania?
who becomes Princess of the Amazons within first season. I think within first 10 episodes.
Sinead, were you like 8 when Xena was out?
Were you like, shut up?
Did you watch Hercules as well? Did you watch Buffy and Angel?
Kevin Sorbo is a hunk. As far as his morals and
You think he's a hunk, Ryan?
as far as morals, and
Because I feel like Tom Hardy's a hunk.
Yeah.
George Clooney's a hunk.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo is
Is
kind
a
of
hunk.
a dad.
he's a hunk and a half. But his morals and his belief system, I do not
His
agree
laurels.
with. His laurels and his morals, I do not agree with.
Man, you guys are cool.
Look, this is what happens when Shadow asks us to drink on the show. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about Xena.
You asked for it. This is what you got, Xena.
You want to know? You bought it.
You want to know? Yeah. You know where Harvey
Hey.
is? You know where he is?
I asked that.
Yeah. You asked for it, Shadow.
Does
so
your friend Harvey listen to our show?
This is your episode.
Sometimes
Where is Harvey Dent?
it's Upton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is Har? I can't do it.
Also, hi, James Sandusky.
Hey,
Everybody,
hey, James.
everybody that regularly listens.
Yeah,
Corey.
hey, guys.
Everybody that regularly listens. Hello.
Like, I don't feel like
Steven!
For sure,
like,
Steven.
I
For
wish
sure, Steven.
if I could have a
We
list.
haven't talked about Steven in a while.
Yeah, what is going on with Steven?
Hello, Steven.
Harvey's actually in California visiting Steven, and I FaceTimed them last night. And they played the...
You FaceTimed them last night, but
Yeah.
you couldn't be bothered to FaceTime them on the show.
Wow.
Little guest appearance.
Anyways, so they're playing. I played the PlayStation VR game when I visited, and I remember. I don't know if y'all remember me telling you about the underwater thing that had the shark part. Of it.
Yes.
Harvey didn't listen to that episode, and I didn't tell him about it. But I got to see him, and I was like, "Hey, you guys should try out the VR tonight." So I got to see his reaction to the scary sharks.
Right on.
That was fun.
Tell him to record that.
Yeah.
And send it to us.
Well, I was FaceTiming him, so I doubt he recorded it. But he has the record of mine.
Can you record FaceTimes?
I can.
That's cool.
All right.
Right on. What was the name of your thing again?
Comics Explained.
Comics Explained.
You've heard of it before,
and
no?
Xeno.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Xeno
Yeah.
Warrior Princess comic books.
Okay.
Try it out.
Well, all right.
Shanae likes Xena, so...
Yeah. All right, guys. That's the show for this week. Once again, thank you for choosing to spend your time with us. My name is Ryan Robinson. That's Tom Shelby.
Goodbye.
That's Shanae Howard.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.